My name's Ginger. Welcome to my little corner where there is no wrong way to play with paper. I hope you're having a good day. I really, really do. We are going to be creating some base pages. Now, I get lots and lots of questions about base pages, and I am happy to answer them, so feel free to comment in the video. I reply to everyone. It may take me a minute, but I get there. And a lot of those questions are, how do you use them? Lots of different ways. I have only had one base page in all the time of making base pages that I just couldn't figure out how to make it work. I make base pages and I don't have a specific picture in mind or a layout in mind. I just take my scraps and I make them and then I store them. And then this November, I hope you will come back with me and my scrappy friends and you will use those base pages. That's my goal. So I do a series and I take all those scraps and I make some base pages. In case you haven't noticed, that's kind of what I've been doing all year this year. And I'm taking you guys along for the ride with me. And it is a lot of fun. This time I'm going to be using my scraps from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life that we just did. And I hope it inspires you to use yours. I will tell you, I've already filmed it. And I'm using a lot of negatives. Remember to use the negative when you die cut something. These are some cool base pages. I think they're some of my most favorite ones I've ever made. And even more so because I used all my leftover scraps. I have other videos. I would love for you to hang out with me some more. It gets a little hairy sometimes, but you know, that's the way I roll. Little hairy, little squirreled, you know, a little mist appeared sometimes, smoke coming out of my brain, but it's all in good fun. And I hope that you want to create. That's always the goal. All right, my way may not be your way, and that's okay. That's totally okay because there's not a wrong way to do it. I'm just getting squirreled again. All right, let's turn this camera around and have some fun. All right, let's use up our scraps. Okay, so I have my white cardstock here. I always put this down, even if I end up using something else as a base. On my desk when I go to make base pages, just because I'm gonna need a paper, right? So there's that. Then these are a bunch of scraps. Most of them are from 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life layouts that I did. And you know, I could just put these all away, sort them out by color and do that, but I want to try to make some base pages. I always like to do that first. Sometimes I can get rid of a lot of scraps that way, and why not? So here are my smaller ones. I kind of already have these sorted because I was going to just do it behind the scenes, and I thought, nah, I want to hang out with my buddies, my friends, my pals. All right, so these are all my medium. Anything that is 12 inches, no matter what the width, even this, I consider a large scrap. And I like doing it this way just because it works for me. There's really not any other reason to say anything else. It works for me. And do what works for you. Maybe this isn't the way. Maybe sorting them out isn't your way, but it just makes it easier. I usually start with this larger scraps, go the medium. These usually end up back in my actual stored scraps by color, and then I use them for embellishments later. But sometimes I pull out of here too. So until I'm done making my base pages, I just have these two piles. I have a little TV tray sitting right next to me. And so those sit there. If I need them, I grab them and I start here. My goal is always to make 4 base pages. And when I sit down to do this, if I can make 4 base pages, then in November, I will have no problem finishing base pages because I don't like to just make them. I like to use them. And I have this hop in November called All About That Base. And it's a lot of fun. And I use the base pages that I've made throughout the whole year. Do different things, 30 Days of Sketches. I have a clue game coming up. We have Around the World. And so I usually make page kits and then I take and make those videos and then I take those scraps and I reuse my scraps. I mean, paper is not getting cheap. In fact, it's the opposite. So I use what I have. Just saying, okay? So let's see here. I know for a fact there is a feather. So I cut out some feathers and I saved this. I cut these out on my Cricut and I saved this because I thought, wouldn't this be pretty as a base page? And I think it would, but I tell you what I'm going to do. You know all those medium and small scraps we have? I'm going to back this before I even make this base page. Something different. I don't like to do it the same all the time. If they all look the same, it wouldn't be fun, right? So let's do that. I'm going to turn it over. This is the B side. Is this the B side? Am I lying? No, it is. The texture's on that side. They both have texture, but the cardstock that I buy, this texture is thicker. Like it's I don't know how else to say it other than it's a thicker texture. So let's go with all different blues. I know I have a lot of blue. I know I do. So let's see here. I'm saying so a lot. I'm sorry. Just coming out of my mouth. And I'm just gonna take this. Now I am gonna be mindful when you use your Cricut, if you have one, or you die cut something, maybe you have a Sizzix for years. I had a Big Shot, I still have it. Or a Gemini, I still have my Gemini that Miss Janet Madison gifted to me. So many a years ago, she gifted it to me. And I've truly been considering gifting it because ever since I got my Cricut, I really don't use it as much. Just because I used my Cricut doesn't mean that, you know, you don't have these types of things. Reuse the negative. Why not? Okay, might as well. Isn't that cool? Okay, so I'm gonna keep on basically paper piecing with my scraps. So now I have them all glued into place. The one I started to use here, I messed it up, which makes me sad. It was the only piece I had. I literally had it glued on there where this was showing because, you know, I was yakking and talking. But that's okay. We figured it out. At least I figured it out before it was too late, right? So now I think I want to ink the edges of this. And I could put words in here. I could do lots of different stuff when I go to use this base page, 100%. But this is just a quick, easy, different base page, right? It's not going to look like anything else I've done because I'm not, the odds of me cutting this exact way again on my Cricut is slim. And I'm using that paper instead of throwing away the negative of this. I'm using it. So that's pretty cool. I could do mixed media on this when I go to use this base page. I really like the idea of putting words across here and then a grid of photos. I mean, that would be super simple. So who knows what'll end up happening, but I know what's not gonna happen. It's not gonna go in the trash. So that makes my heart happy. I'm just gonna continue to ink this. Now I think of arrows like, feathers like arrows. They need to point towards the layout, okay, or the photos. So I still am going to use temporary tape just in case I need to do that. Because what if I decide I want to move it, or I want the photos on the other side, or whatever. Part of base pages is being able to rearrange them once we go to use them, because we definitely want to use them. We don't want them to sit forever and a day. So in general, I tend to go this way because that's the way my brain reads when it reads correctly, which is not very often. But just like that, I could call that, hang on, why don't we, I have an idea. Let's jazz this up just a little bit more. I'm thinking a little like this. And looky here, we have this 12-inch sheet of paper. What if we do a couple of 1/4 half-inch strips and put those on each side? And we're just going to cut that really fast. And we'll put one there and one on the other side. And we're using up more of our paper. I'm all about that. Okay? I'm just gonna take my runner here and go just like so on a couple spots. Same thing here, a couple spots. And we're gonna put this down. I'm really into feathers again, but maybe you have some flower die cuts, or, you know, that you cut out, or even maybe some type of shaped circles or whatever. Use them, use them. You're gonna see me use another one here in a minute, kind of a similar way. I'm one of those people, once I get an idea, I want to use that idea, okay? Because I might not have it later. Old people problems. It might never come again. I just spit on my layout. Little DNA. It's all good. Okay, let's do another one. So there's the first one. I do put close-ups at the end. Clean up my desk a little bit. Got a little crazy there. I know I have other die cut things that I did. All right, so look at that. We could, how could I do this? There's a couple ways I could do this. I could cut around this and this. I could back this again. That would be kind of cool. I'm on the fence of what I should do here. First, let's start by cutting out this big circle, because this is over 12 inches. It was out of a paper pad. And I'm thinking maybe I should just go like so. And actually, I don't know. Maybe I should go like this. What's the worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna have to throw it away. That's the worst, right? So let's use this negative. And what if we put it here? Just a thought. Oh, I need to cut that 1/2 inch off because it's too long. Right? Is that right? Well, if it's not, it's gonna be shorter. We're just gonna deal with it. Don Juan will get a couple strips out of this. Yeah, it's a little bit short, but that's all right. Thinking of going like that. Then what if I were to take this And I go like this. There's one, because then we'll have 3, right? We'll go like this. There's 2. And we put these staggered like that. Do I like that? I don't know. Try it a different way. Let's go like this again. Just trying to use what I got. We could go like this. Oh, where's that half circle? I just saw the B side of this, and I know I have a half circle of this. The possibilities. I kind of like that. Where is that? I know I saw it. Come to me. I have a home for you. Where are you? Oh, I know I saw it. I know I did. No, this is a different circle. That's not it. I think it was in the medium ones. Somebody, if you see it, shout it out. I can't hear you. I can't hear. There's that. That's the part we cut off. I know we had a circle. Okay. I know it's in here. It didn't grow legs and disappear. It's here somewhere. So, oh, there it is. Look. Ta-da! I'm excited. That was the B side. All right. See, this is why you save things, because you might need them later. Okay. Do-do-do. Ba-do-ba-do. What if we go like this? All right, we're gonna have to flip this though. And here's why. I don't want my light bulbs going, wait, it was right the first time. Is it right the first time? Yes. Well, I guess it could go this way or it could go this way. I think it looks better this way. So we're gonna go like this. Okay. We're going to go like this. That's cute. And then I like this one of the 2. What if we did that? That's different, right? Like it's different. Let's do it. Let's do it to it. Yeah, I do need to ink that. I can already tell. I've used this ink so many times. I know brush corduroy when I see it because it's my favorite. You guys like how I had the gray pad sitting on my desk and I just need to re-ink it. It's all good. I was daubing it with a gray ink and wondering why it was a weird color. Only me. Really ink it good. Very generous. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to put this down. Now I'm going to overlap it because you can see this here. That way I can follow that edge and I can just trim it up nicely. Okay. I'll go here. This one I don't trust, so we'll just leave it at that. It's okay that it's offset. I'm totally fine with that. Just like that. And then I'm going to take, I think this one, because it looks better. It's my 2 cents anyway. And I'm going to put that right. I'm even going to overlap it even more on this edge so that I can just run that through the trimmer, right? You never know what's going to happen. Pick up your stuff. I'm totally talking to myself over here. And I'm going to go just like so. And then there's another base page. That's 2. And I'm just using my negatives. I mean, why not? We may as well. Just like that. So there's 2. Pretty cool. Different. Something different. I needed something different. All right. Then we still got negatives over here. Let's just go with that theme. What about this? What if I were to cut this here, like cut this part out, and just use this? I think I'm going to. I mean, I'm on a roll. Now, when you go to cut a paper and you have the opportunity to cut a 12-inch, cut the 12-inch, you'll use it faster. I'm just telling you from experience. I always use my 12-inch scraps way faster than if I don't. So I'm gonna go just like, I'm gonna kind of try to leave the same edge as is up here. Okay, like that. So there's a 12-inch scrap. I'll use that way faster. Then my next cut is gonna be here because this is a longer strip. So we'll go like that, okay? Then what I'm going to do is I think, should I go this way? I don't know what I wanna do. We're just gonna wing it over here. Follow your guide on your thing when you're trying to do a little bit of precision cutting. Not that I've done anything with precision at all ever, but you know, I fake it till I make it. Okay, just like that. All right. I think I'm just gonna leave that. It's gonna stress me out too much because we ain't about stress. We're here having a good time. So now I'm going to take this. There's a little whimsy here. Get that off. And I'm just going to place in the diamonds. Don't go crazy. You might want to move it later. Yes, Ginger, talking to yourself over here. Pretend like y'all are listening. It doesn't make me look as crazy. Okay. So I think I'm going to give it a frame like so. There we go. Look at that. That's cool. Something different, and I use the negative. Now, do I want to maybe add a strip of paper here? Or, I don't know. I mean, I could, but I just think that's a cool base page like it is. I could also, maybe fill the center of these. No, I don't want, because I don't know what I'm going to use, and it's a base. But when I go to use it, I do see myself cutting out some hexagons in a different, like a pattern paper, and maybe putting them up on foam. Even maybe in the center of these or something like that. But right now I'm just using my scraps, so we're just going to leave that at that, just like so. So let's do our last base page here. And I have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of medium size papers. So I love this wood grain. It's gorgeous. Let's do a layered look. Why not? That one's pretty. Here, maybe go towards orange. I have a lot of orange for some reason. I could go like that. Okay, why not? I could go like this. This would give me room for like a 4x4 matted here, a title or something there. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3. That's 4. We could go like so. I don't really like that. Now I don't mind that though. And I'm thinking even to break up, we could go like that. I like that. All right, that's good. I could keep going if I'm being honest, but I like that. Sometimes you need to leave it where it is. Okay, so here's how I do this when I layer it. I'll take this, okay, and I will set this aside. I'm gonna build this off of the base page. I'm gonna line it up. I happen to have that, but you could totally take your ruler and use a ruler, whatever you'd like. And I'm going to go just like so. I eyeball it, y'all. I do not, I know. Probably makes a lot of people cringe, but I'm okay with it. So I want to cover that up. So I'm going to go like that and like so. Ta-da! Okay. Then I'm going to take this one. Oh, I could have used, look, there's black on that side. Well, I've already committed. Uh-oh. We got all kinds of issues going on over here. Let's take this. Let's line it up. Just eyeball it. If you are a perfectionist, that's okay too, though. Do what makes your heart smile. That's what this is about. Enjoying, relaxing, having fun. Okay? Last but not least, I'm going to put this one on here. Just like that. And then maybe go like so. Why not? Now, I could take this all apart and I could ink it. I could do whatever I like if it makes, you know, at the time. Straighten it out. But there's another base page. And then I could put a 4x4 right here. I could put some little photos here. I could do a lot. This is just basically a block layered design. That's all it is. Scraps. Done. Okay, so there is 4 base pages. I'm going to let it be at that. I am going to take, and I will sort all these. I do think this one and this one, I may save, and I will start another base page scraps little kit. I usually put them in these sleeves that I get on Amazon. And so I will go ahead and put these in here just because I'm kind of liking that. And in general, shapes I think are easier to use for me in base pages, and they don't get hung up. These little pieces here, they get hung up on stuff and it drives me cuckoo crazy. Or I could just make another base page because I kind of have an idea. Couldn't this go up in the corner? Wouldn't that be kind of cool as a base page? It would. It totally would. Let's make one more. Do you guys mind hanging out with me for one more? I kind of want to. I'm in a mode. Okay, so there's that one. We're going to make one more. And I already know, right? Only reason I'm willing to do this is because I already know what I want. So I'm going to take it and I'm going to line it up here. Make sure it's on that edge. Just like that. Okay. Whether it's there or there. And I'm wondering, should I go this way? Should I go maybe even under here? Oh, that's kind of neat. This is a Vicky Booten paper. Oh, you guys, that was meant to happen. Okay, so here we go. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to overlap it so it goes like that. And then I'm gonna flip this over, okay? And we're gonna cut off this extra. I will tell you that sometimes I like to make sure this is, you know, so it doesn't move when I'm cutting it. I have had a tendency to cut it either too short or in an odd shape because it wasn't up against this paper. Just works best for me. Do what works best for you. Okay. See, look, talk about it and then I did it, but it's okay. It's all right. Look at that. That's a base page. That one's pretty neat. Okay, I'm excited. I could put a photo here, a title. I could turn it. I could do lots of different things. So there. All right, I will put close-ups. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope it inspires you to use your scraps. This is also with the Baby Got Scraps hop with Miss Scrapping on the Fly herself, Kristen. And I think I say her name right. If I don't, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I'm just sorry. I'm just a sorry person. Okay, you guys, be blessed. I hope you are inspired. That is always the goal. Check out that Baby Got Scraps. It's a lot of people using a lot of different scraps in a lot of different ways, and we all need to use our scraps, so that's always good. Be blessed. Thanks for dealing with me, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.